Good afternoon and welcome to AfterWords. I am Ashanti Kafi, your moderator today. I hail from Detroit from the Mother Shrine, Shrine number 1. I have with me a very dynamic panel, and I'm going to ask that each individual please introduce yourself, tell us where you're from.
Well, good afternoon, everyone. I'm Sister Fumani, bringing greetings currently from Virginia, but joined years ago at Shrine 9 in Atlanta, Georgia.
Welcome, Sister Fumani.
Good afternoon, everybody. I am Mwalimu Olatunji, Shrine 9 in Atlanta.
Welcome, Wally Moo.
Greetings, everybody. This is Major Colomo. I'm here in Philadelphia. Member of the Black Christian Nationalists for over 50 years.
Major Colomo. And we have with us on camera
Reverend Imani. They're supposed to change that from my slave name. But I'm Reverend Imani here in Detroit. And I've been a member of the church for about 45 years, I think.
Welcome, Reverend Imani. So glad to have you on. I'm glad all of you are here. And I suppose you all are here because the sermon, that reminder, it touched you this morning. It touched me this morning to hear that full sermon. Was quite inspirational. It was more than inspirational. The change process.
Mm-hmm.
And how do we change who we are? Are we changed by our church? That question resonated with me. It could be the church, or it could be me. It could be that I am not adhering to what God has called me to do. So many topics that I would like to point out in this sermon. I would like to start by what resonated the most with you all. And if we go ladies first, I'm going to go Sister Fumani.
Wow, so many great nuggets, but I think what resonated with me in thinking about being a young person joining the church was the church's ability to be supportive, educational, leading you in your spiritual walk, but not being judgmental. And that's a very fine line to figure out how to do for our church and churches today, because so many young people have walked away from the church because they feel like it's just a place where you go to get judged. But I think what's resonated with me was just the level of vulnerability that you had to have, and then the church's ability to work with you and nurture you in love versus being judgmental.
Amen. Where is the love? Some of the comments are saying. All right, Sister Imani, Reverend Imani.
Just hearing Jeramoji's voice again. Oh my God. If I was a weeping kind of person, I would have just been weeping with joy. And I remember so many times having just arrived back to whichever shrine I was in from missionary outreach, and sitting in that front row because I was in the choir, and having little side conversations, you know what I'm saying? Missing some of those absolute pearls of wisdom because we don't appreciate or we didn't appreciate
but they're still relevant today. Those very same
Absolutely. Absolutely.
words are relevant in this moment. And I'm so appreciative that our team has brought that back to life.
Amen.
Has resurrected that sermon for our benefit right
Yeah.
here, right now, today.
Yes.
Reverend Olatunji.
For me too, it was just a powerful experience to just hear our first Holy Patriarch Grand Master teacher's voice again. And God had blessed him with the ability to speak to us in a way that is just very clear for us to understand. As a resident historian in the nation, for me, the process of change spoke to the reality that we as a people in America have been socialized against our own interests.
Absolutely.
And therefore, our socialization must be changed. We must change our socialization to fit the reality that we're in and to re-embrace our own African cultural traditions. The process of change, the word process means a course of action. We can't just wish change to come about and hope it will come about. We have to be actively involved in a process of change that addresses programs for change. And that's one thing that we have done in the Shrines of the Black Madonna, is that we have a program for change. We're not just praying and hoping for change. We have a program for change that involves policies, procedures, and most importantly, evaluation and critique.
Yes.
And so through that process, we provide a process for change and self-determination, and ultimately communal happiness and prosperity. That really grabbed me right there. We're trying to get to a point of communal group happiness and prosperity.
For 70 years, years, we've been doing this work. And it just, that communal piece, I want to make sure we touch on that later, the group process. Reverend Colomo, what stuck out to you?
Well, first thing is very good to hear Jeremo's voice. Then most of the Pan-African Orthodox Christian Church up until today, it's based on change. The change that we have to look at ourselves, the change that we have to look at the world. You can't look at the world through our eyes the way somebody else wants us to do. The Shrine has made the process of change. The group process, one of the greatest things that came out of the Shrine of the Black Madonna. It's because we had to have trust in each other in order to change. You cannot really actually change by yourself. You need a people who will give you love, concern, corrective criticism that will help you build yourself as you build the others around you.
Amen.
You know, it's nothing but love. I joined the Shrine basically because of that, to change and to become a better person.
Amen. And I can attest as a newer member. I've been 3 years so far.
You've been a great member.
Well, that is because the group process does work. And Major Colomo hit it on the nose. You cannot do this alone. And I know we think that our culture, we're influenced by the notion of I did it myself. There's a rapper, Drake, has a song called All Me. I did this. Myself told myself, you don't need nobody, you the man. Right? I'm the man, you don't need no help. But that is false thinking. We need the love and support, the guidance, the direction of our people, of like-minded people. And that is the first place I think that the change process truly works. But as the Jaramogi said in his sermon, it's not only about what the church has to offer. I have to be willing to participate. I have to be willing to submit myself to God, to submit myself to the group process, to do the work that makes the shrine, to be an effective member, not only of the community in the church that I serve, but the broader community as well. And so that is the point that I would like to drive to everybody who's listening to us, is that we need each other. We have to do this work together. And I think there's so many ways in which young people are out doing beautiful things, and being intelligent examples of the creative energy of God, the creative intelligence of God. What I would like to see more is that happening in a group setting. And before I take over the conversation, because I feel so passionately about that, I'd like to have others join in on that point, or any other point you wish to make about what is moving you from this. What's speaking to your heart?
I just first of all, having you and Sister Pumani, who looks like she's a lot younger, than the other three of us. That is the answer to our prayers, because our mission, our job is to be constantly strengthening the foundation for each generation to build upon. Because one of our most basic understandings is that this is a generational struggle. One thing that Jaramogi Abebe used to say all the time is that the only constant is change. Mm. And we used to have a different kind of group structure. It was more organized and more disciplined. And it made it a lot easier to be able to change. Mm. And I'm just hoping and praying that this sermon is heralding a new structure or restructuring of our group process. I know we've changed a lot over the years. Mm-hmm. As Jaramogi said, there's no constant but change.
We are ever evolving.
Exactly.
To become our best selves, right?
But as a community,
yes,
as a people. So one of the great things about the church is that we are always open to changing things in the church, or changing the function of the church to keep up with each generation that's coming in. And in that process, we changed our group process. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. But it looks like we're going to strengthen it and make it more organized and disciplined again.
Amen. Amen. And we're in the works of doing that with our virtual village. We have a communal Facebook page for our online village, which we call Bilakuta, Shrine Without Walls. Mm-hmm. We have our digital sermon that people can participate in every Sunday. We have this platform here right now, AfterWords, in which we are sharing our mission, our purpose, our love for one another to the world. And so we are constantly seeking ways to evolve, to expand our spirituality with God globally. And so that is one of the things that I am very proud of the Shrine. We've been here. This is our 70th year anniversary, but we are no means only resting on our laurels. We are pushing forward. and we invite new members to join us. The doors of the church are open. Is not symbolic. That is a real call to action. If you like what you've seen and what you've heard, please join us. There are several ways to do that. You can join us via Linktree, /SOB Shrine of the Black Madonna. You can see our website. You can join our Facebook page, Bilakuta. There are several ways to get in contact with us. If you are in a local region where we have a brick and mortar, you are more than welcome to come and join us in person. You will not be disappointed that you have come, and even just to share a little bit of your time and energy. I promise it will be worth your while. If you are of like-minded, if you are a Black nationalist, come on in. Come on in. Sister Fumani, I see your beautiful smile over there. What are you thinking?
Yeah, I'm just thinking about how wonderful it is that there's so many ways to connect with the Shrines of the Black Madonna. Whether you're in Detroit, Houston, South Carolina, Atlanta, Georgia. I'm one of those members who, loves to be on the move, has taken full advantage of staying connected with the church through our virtual village, learning and staying connected through all of the different events that are going on throughout the year. So I just encourage all of the members, all of the people who are listening to our message, it's a beautiful thing to stay connected. And whether you need to connect online at any time, or if you have the time to join us in person. So for 20 years, I've been throughout all of the regions, and every region has a beautiful community that remembers you, that hugs you, and doesn't ask you, where you been, what are you doing?
Calls and checks up on you.
Yeah, we always check up on you and make sure that that they know that they've been, involved in your life through Facebook or different ways. But it's always love, it's always a welcome, it's always a hug. And so I just encourage all of everyone who's online to take advantage of this beautiful community, whether virtually or in person.
Amen. That's that work that Reverend Olatunji was speaking of, that action that requires change, because that outreach that's done, that involvement that we do with the church, those are key components of the process to change, right? Like when my group leader, Reverend Candia, calls me for a mentor checkup, or when Reverend Elijah says, "Where you been? I haven't seen you." Right? That changes me, right? That their love influences me, their care for me influences me. And so that is what we are about here at the Shrines of the Black Madonna. And I want to say, Asante Sana to all of my panelists today for your energy, for your reverence, for our founding father, Jaramogi Abebe Ajaman, our holy patriarch. I thank you for that you've been changed, that you have gone through the process of change through the group process and have committed yourselves to continue that work of the Shrines of the Black Madonna. It has been a beautiful experience with you this morning. Any last words?
I got one last word that Jaramogi also said. Evidence of change is in the things that you do.
Mm.
And there's nothing great as the group process. It's because it takes trust with your brothers and sisters, and it's the trust and the love you have with those people. They're not just church members. They actually become your brothers and your sisters.
Mm. Amen. Amen. So there is the love. One of the earlier questions was, where is the love? There it is, brothers and sisters. There it is. Amen and ashe. Be blessed as you go forth with your day.